Get your reactions ready. The live portion of the show will begin in just a moment. Today is Tuesday, August 22nd, and the Nationals were in town and they were trying to hand the Yankees their 9th straight loss. Everson Pereira made his Major League debut. My recap, your reactions coming up next. This is NYY Recaps.
Welcome to Yankee Stadium.
Just when they thought I was out, they pull me back in.
Just realized I was muted. I have gone full Randy Quaid in Major League 2. Full Randy Quaid. If you're not watching, you're listening. I've got the hat. It's got the duct tape. It's got the Yankee logo. It's crossed out. We have gone full Randy Quaid. Wild thing, you make my butt sting. Unbelievable. 9 straight losses. And the Yankees began their youth movement officially tonight. But like most of this season, it feels like they're trying to fit a twin-sized sheet over a queen-sized problem. And the corners just keep popping off. 2 hits again tonight. As Osuji says, same old story. Jason Dominguez had 3 hits tonight in his debut at AAA. Yankees had 2 hits in the Bronx. For the first time in a while, I actually felt pretty excited to watch tonight's game. To watch a Yankee game in general. By calling up Pereira and Peraza and saying they're going to play regularly, the Yankees were admitting that the season is lost, white flag time, and it's an open competition for next year's roster. Make no mistake, the battle for who's going to play third base next year began tonight. The battle for who's going to play left field next year began tonight. Peraza we've seen before, but unlike last year, he's going to get a chance to play pretty much every day from here on out. He's going to be playing third base. As far as Everson Pereira goes, when you look at the numbers, he's one of our best hitters in the minor league system. He's one of the only guys who hits for a decent average, got power, a lot of strikeouts, but the other numbers are there. And tonight we got our first real good look at him. The one thing that's recent about these rookies is wearing the high jersey numbers. First Yankee ever to wear number 80. Now, you understood with Judge wearing 99 because he's sort of a maxed out human, so he wore number 99 in the minor leagues. But we got Cabrera at 95, Peraza at 91, and Pereira got number 80. Middleton wearing number 93. It's weird. The Yankees have just decided that they're just going to give high numbers to everybody. Pereira made a pretty good throw in the first inning, played the carom well off the left field wall on a double, throw a one-hopper to second base. Accurate, but late. Had very little chance to throw him out. He walked in his first at-bat. I thought he took some close pitches. He grounded out in his next 2 at-bats, lined out hard to center field in his final at-bat. I don't think he looked overmatched. I thought he took some close pitches. I thought he got fooled on a few sliders. Doesn't look like he's going to be an automatic out, so that's good. He seems athletic. He's 22, so he's got a ton of potential. So we'll wait and see. One thing he's got going against him is that he's right-handed. You know, we need more lefty bats. Good thing that Dominguez is a switch hitter, but his numbers are much better from the right side this year. And interestingly, coming into the season in the minor leagues, his numbers had been better from the left side, I believe. Benny Biceps, always had great numbers in the minor leagues, has really been struggling since coming up to the Yankees. Came into the game hitting .095, and he hit a line drive home run to tie the game at 1 early on. Look, I like him as a defensive catcher. He's obviously got some pop, just needs to be a little bit more consistent. He did have 2 hits tonight. I believe he got the only 2 hits for the Yankees tonight. Yes, he was 2 for 2 with a walk. So good night for Ben Rortvedt. Also, right after he hit a home run, almost immediately, he comes out to catch. I think it was the second batter of the inning, maybe the first batter. And he immediately got hit by the bat, like catcher's interference, on his hand. And you're thinking, my God, it looked like he broke his hand. He obviously stayed in the game. He got a hit after that. But the baseball gods, they're not happy with us right now. I don't know. I don't know what we did, but we are getting the wrath of the whatever from high atop the thing, to quote Toby Ziegler. Later in the inning, there was a shot down the left field corner. Pereira got to it quickly, and more importantly, he hit the cutoff man, which is Volpe. Volpe then relayed to second base to nail the runner and end the inning. Some of the best defensive baseball you've seen all season from the Yankees. Harrison Bader also made a terrific play on a soft fly ball to center field, laid out to make the catch, trapped it. Runner went for second. He threw it out. So the Nats made 3 outs at second base in the first 5 innings. Judge also nailed somebody at second base. Best defensive play we've seen from him since he's come back. Ball hit into the gap. He kind of cut it off, set in on that back foot and fired to second base and fired a strike to nail the runner. Rodon, I thought, threw the ball well tonight. 6 innings, 6 hits, just the 1 run on a solo home run. No walks, 1 strikeout. Not a lot of swings and misses, but he was around the strike zone, generally more than he was before he went to the IL. I got to see more. I got to see it against a good team, and it would be nice to give him a little bit of offensive support. Abrams went yard off of Tommy Kahnle in the top of the 8th to make it 2-1 Nationals. No! And that was that. The Yankees did not pick up any more hits, and they lose their 9th consecutive game.
I'm a loser. Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
I think I've mentioned this before. I don't think we're going to get them next time. After the home run that Kahnle gave up, immediately afterwards, you could hear the whole ballpark shouting and chanting, "Fire Cashman! Fire Cashman!" I believe September 22nd is going to be the official, unofficial Fire Cashman night at Yankee Stadium. I think I read Section 204 is where they're going to wear, bags on their heads and stuff like that. I will be there that night, but I will not be in that section. But I do look forward to hearing the stadium that evening after the end of a very long and very frustrating summer. Peraza got robbed of a base hit in the bottom of the 9th, but that was really the closest the Yankees came to any other kind of offense. And 9 in a row. Michael Scalzo says, need some fire Boone chants. I think Boone is a goner, no matter what. Now, this is going to be in the postmortem. I'm already working on the postmortem because it's only a matter of time before this team is dead. There's a few ways that we can judge a manager's performance, right? There's observable ways that we can observe from the Department of Redundancy Department that the job they're doing. So the first way is obviously the results. How many games did you win? How far did you get into the playoffs? Now, the Yankees have won a lot of games under his tenure, but they haven't gone as far into the playoffs as they were before he took over. Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2, observable baseball decisions in game. So I think if you watch the games closely, you watch every inning of every game, like a lot of the people on this channel do, you'll probably realize that Boone has very little feel for pitchers especially. So when a guy is cruising and pounding the zone, low pitch count, maybe through 7 innings or through 6 innings, he'll go to the pen. But a lot of times a guy is nibbling around the zone, getting hit hard, he'll leave him in. So he doesn't have a feel for pitching. So I do think he manages essentially the bullpen workload very well, but I also think that that's mostly an analytics decision. I don't think that he determines who's available on a given night. I think he gets a spreadsheet that says, here's who can pitch and here's how much they can throw. I don't like the constant lineup changes, especially when a lot of them are unorthodox and they don't provide results. So that's one way we can look at it. So we can look at his on-field stuff, and then we can look at, how's the clubhouse respond? Does he fight for his players? Now, I will say he goes out and he argues a lot. He goes out there and he lets the umpire know if their strike zone is awful, which it usually is, and that's why he gets ejected as much as anybody in the league, if not more so. But whatever he's doing to fire up the players, does not seem to be working. That ties into number one, which is, the performance overall. I do think that he's very positive, but maybe that's not always the best solution. Billy Martin wasn't always positive. He got results. Joe Torre wasn't always positive. You read his book, he would light into guys. But one of the reasons they brought in Aaron Boone instead of Joe Girardi was Girardi was tough on Gary Sanchez, and they didn't like that. Bill L. says, why don't we hear more from the captain? He's the captain, but no leader of men? ? Look, 777 in the chat. Hey, we hit the jackpot. I think that Aaron Judge, we know from the way he handled his contract negotiations. We know from the way that he gave side eye during that one at bat before he hit a home run. We know that he's non-verbal in a lot of ways. Like he's a guy that I don't think would call somebody out publicly. I don't think he's going to come out in public and say, Josh Donaldson sucks. We should have never got him. I don't think he's going to say, this team can't hit. Everybody sucks but me. He's not going to say that, no matter how much you want him to say. He's going to be a positive leader. I'm sure he pulls guys aside. I'm sure he leads by example. That's what they teach in baseball a lot of the time. Lead by example. And he sets a good example. But, these are grown men. I don't know how much different it is from a regular work environment. You go to an office and you sit in a cubicle and you're around people and, you can set a good example. You can not cook fish in the microwave. You can, bring donuts once in a while. You can lead by example, and then other people will do it. I'm sure he does stuff like that. That's, like he shows the younger guys what to do. But a lot of these people are, older than he is, been around the league longer than he has. So I think, Judge as captain for the next 9 years is going to be more to oversee this next crop. The Pereiras, the Perazzas, the Volpes, any pitchers that might come up, the Dominguezes, that type of thing. Doug says, not every captain needs to make public statements. Mattingly didn't make a ton of public statements. We don't know what gets said in that clubhouse. Exactly. One thing that Mattingly used to do, and Derek Jeter tells this story. You know what? Yeah, I think it was Don Mattingly. It was Derek Jeter and Don Mattingly. For a second, I thought it might be Paul O'Neill, but that's another story. So it's spring training, early days of spring training, and Mattingly and Jeter are out there stretching on one of the backfields, and there's nobody around, right? And they get done with their stretching, and it's time to go hit. So they head back in towards the next facility. And at first, they just take a few steps, and Mattingly says, we better jog. Never know who's watching. And they jogged. That's the type of thing. Always be hustling. I don't think Derek Jeter made a lot of public statements like when the team was struggling. I remember when they were booing A-Rod, everybody wanted him to come out and say, hey, don't boo A-Rod. Be easy on this guy. Now, maybe it was because he didn't like A-Rod, but he never did it. I don't know. Seems like a lot of people are being tough on Judge in the chat. I don't want to put these on the screen, but got a lot of negativity towards Judge. He had a tough night, 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts, so that aligns. What have you done for me lately? I get it. He almost hit the ball out of the ballpark. Wind knocked it down, or he got it off the end of the bat. But, look, Judge is the only good player we have on this team, to be honest. Like, he's the only guy with an OPS over 768 in the starting line. Let's take a look at the OPSs tonight. This is ridiculous. So, LeMahieu, 679. Judge, 1.009. Torres, 768. Stanton, 711. Convenient. Volpe, 688. Bader, 666. Satanic. Pereira, well, obviously, first game, so 250. Peraza, 488. Hasn't played much. Rortvedt, 550. And that's after going 2 for 2 with a walk. Hitting 136. Give me a break. You can't put this on Judge's feet. This is the construction of the team. It's just the way the roster is built. This episode brought to you by Game Time. NYY Recaps is sponsored by Game Time, the fastest growing ticket app in the world. I used it today to get some tickets for me and my wife for our 10th anniversary. We're going to see something Christmas time. It's going to be fun. Theater action. Download Game Time to your phone or other smart device. Use the code NYY Recaps to get $20 off your first purchase. Not only do they have sports, they have concerts, theater, comedy, you name it. And there's rainout protection, job loss protection, all that good stuff. You can view the view of the arena from your seats when you pick your seats. It's great. Lowest price on last-minute tickets, guaranteed. Alejandro says, we need Donaldson back.
Wrong.
A what?
I don't think so. Ton Tao says, Sevy's giving up 3 runs in the first inning tomorrow. Man, I hope not. We need Severino to just, well, look, I don't think he's coming back either way, and we really don't need anything at this point. I just hope not. I don't want to lose 10 games in a row and be the laughingstock of baseball even more than we are now. Tom says, Oswaldo Peraza. You got them combined. Oswald Peraza and Oswaldo Cabrera. Raziel says, Savvy will have us down 212 runs by the bottom of the first, and people are still going to be mad at Judge. Ain't that correct? Victor Epic Warrior says, Yankee decision makers and Fishman should get fired, get rid of their home run or nothing philosophy. Entire front office is out to lunch. It's 92 again. Now 10 games back in the wild card. Tough night for Yankees fans. I feel ya. We got about 40 more of these games to go. But hang in there, because we're going to get to watch the kids play at least. We'll get to watch Rortvet hopefully develop a little bit. Good night for him tonight. But yeah, got to get more than 2 hits. Got to get more than 2 hits.
Game over, man. Game over. I gotta get out of here.
AJ says, what are the odds of Cash even being fired in your opinion? Low. Very low. I would get rid of him.
You gotta go, you gotta go.
I do think that DJ Casanova is correct when he says Boone cannot survive this disaster. I think he knows that. Look, Michael Kay said today on his broadcast, and he watches the team as much as anybody, and I agree with him. Team has quit. And you look like you look apathetic when you're not hitting. So, I mean, you can blame that, but they look like they quit. And a good manager would not have his team quitting. This, quarter of the season almost left to go. Saber says even Helen Keller could see how bad this roster is.
A what? Just a bit outside.
Dr. Hitskin says you should have to retire the win hat too. I haven't worn it in a while. Yankees have not led in a game since last Monday. So the win hat is on the shelf for the rest of the season. Maybe next year we'll try something else. But tough night to be a Yankee fan. 9 straight in the L column. I'll see you tomorrow, unfortunately.
Ball game over.
Most impressive.